very much. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, dear friends. What? Let's try again. Good afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's just wonderful to be here among so many quite extraordinary human beings. And not least, I mean, Jane, who's been quite wonderful in trying to service elders. She's been quite remarkable in her generosity with herself, and I just wondered if you would be so kind as to give her a clap. One of the benefits of being old is that you are expected, and so you're allowed to repeat yourself. And so you'll probably have heard me say, tell the story of, so never mind, but I will tell it. Because I'm in San Francisco. A few years ago, I did come to San Francisco, and there was a wonderful lady who rushed up to greet me quite effusively. And she said, "Oh, hello, Archbishop Mandela." Sort of getting two for the price of one. I mean, but I do so want to join Jane in welcoming you to this extraordinary collection of some quite remarkable human beings, and that we together will be wanting to chat about human rights, human security, and our connectedness. Some of the things, I mean, almost all of you are aware that almost all of the time when we think we have found a profound truth, it turns out to be, well, yeah, it's so simple. I mean, why have we taken so long finding it out? We went to, some of the elders and those we have called founders, advisory board, whatever. We went to Sudan, to Darfur. And yeah, it's ghastly. I mean, all of the descriptions that you have seen and heard, but just worse. I mean, you get in there and you see the shacks in which these people live, made out of sand, and you wonder how anyone could ever be able to survive, because they don't keep out the cold, they don't keep out the heat, they are no protection at all from the bullets that go straying around, and you wonder how family life could ever be possible. And we got there, and that's one of the things that struck us so forcibly was, hey, these people could actually laugh. They could laugh. Laugh. And you look around and you see, but I mean, and the men, being Muslim mostly, were wearing the white Muslim costume, spotless. And you say, you know that they don't, I mean, water is priceless as anything you could get, how they could, human beings, fantastic, fantastic. And we who are so aware, quite rightly, of the ghastlinesses in the world, and often are overwhelmed. You must be. I mean, otherwise there must be something wrong with you if you're not being distressed deeply by what's happening in Zimbabwe or the Holy Land or Tibet, you know. But, dear friends, fantastic. You know, from noticing the incredible resilience of human beings, making you feel so exhilarated. It was that we looked at the people we hardly ever really salute. I think we take maybe for granted. Those incredible humanitarian workers. You know, I mean, those people come back time after time for several terms of service. People who could have been living very comfortably in their homes. And you wonder, I mean, for goodness sake, why do they do it? But fundamentally, it is, do you know what? We're fundamentally good. All of us, everyone. That we're fundamentally good. The aberration is the bad. But now we've tended to turn it all topsy-turvy because the evil can be so brash and almost all over the place. We forget that. We forget it. And yet now and again God reminds us. I mean, when our hearts thrill. You see the Dalai Lama, and you wonder, I mean, your heart leaps. He's not powerful. We know that. He isn't macho. He's anything but. Great fun. I mean, it's actually very mischievous. But can you imagine bubbling with so much joy after nearly 50 years in exile, when by right he ought to be bitter and angry? I have sometimes to say to me, hey, the cameras are on us, man, you know. Try to behave like a holy man. But I think that you are here as those who want us to remember that we are made for goodness. Yeah. Evil may appear to have the upper hand, but in the end, it's goodness, it's right, it's justice, it's beauty, it's compassion, it's all of those things that we know and admire, which have the last word. When awful rulers trample all over with their violations of the rights of their subjects, when they seem so invincible, it's good to remember. It's good to remember that they're going to get their comeuppance. that there is a day when they are going to bite the dust. There's no doubt about it. They'll bite the dust and die and do so ignominiously. I've got to finish. Jane is looking very worried. I've got to look at the things that she says I should say. She said I should say, I look forward to joining you after our luncheon together. No, I'm not going to say that because I'm going to be going to bed. But just for now, welcome again. And we pray that God will bless you. Because, you know, God has no one except you. Did you know that? God has no one except you. For you to be the conduit of God's blessing. So God blesses you because God knows that you are going to be the means for blessing others. Otherwise, God can't bless them. Bless you. Like the little priest, there was a little priest in Russia who was accosted by a very brash, young, very bright physicist who came up to him trotting out all the reasons for why you should be an atheist. And so this little priest, this physicist says to the priest, and therefore I don't believe in God. And the little priest says, it doesn't matter. God believes in you. God believes in you. So God bless you. God bless us. God bless this food. God bless those about whom we care, the victims of injustice and oppression. God bless us so that we may end what causes them their anguish and pain, which makes God weep. And when God looks at you, God starts smiling.